Okay, so this video says alpha male TikToker faces 20 years in prison.
This alpha male influencer just destroyed his life as he's now facing decades in prison.
2 California men charged in largest NFT scheme prosecuted to date. I think this is Gavin Mayo, but let's see.
All while being a guru and essentially telling people how to live life.
Guys, I'm 21 years old. I own a hedge fund. I own 3 businesses. I have to manage my 1% chat. I have to manage all this stuff, and I still don't get stressed. You guys have one little bad thing happen, or someone said something on the internet, and you have a bad day. Your problems are not that big of a deal.
Well, his are, as he's now facing 20 years in prison for wire fraud, conspiracy, and stalking. So,
yeah, and what you see is just the loudest mouths are usually the most fraudulent. They're usually talking the most shit, even though they haven't actually authentically built anything. That guy specifically, he talks the most shit, but the source of what he's talking about is basically trading meme coins and NFTs. Even if it was done completely legitimately, it's not really commendable. It's not honorable. You didn't create anything. It's just numbers on a screen going up. So congratulations to him for doing that, but it's not what a man should chase in life.
This is Gavin Mayo, and he's made a fortune off of NFT projects because about in 2021, he launched a bunch of questionable NFT projects that had some pretty fat promises, promising some fat gains. And this attracted some degenerate investors. And
as did everybody at that time. NFTs were literally the modern gold rush, where everybody was promising the moon and stars, and then the whole entire industry came crashing down.
And here we go. They're left with not too much, and he's worth multiple millions of dollars. Sadly, that's kind of a common theme in that industry. But obviously, this guy must be a solid and credible and honest businessman, right? Well,
2 local men are charged with defrauding investors out of more than $22 million in cryptocurrency. Prosecutors say 23-year-old Gabriel Hay of Beverly Hills and 23-year-old Gavin Mayo of Thousand Oaks engaged in rug pulls. That's when the creator of an NFT or other digital asset solicits people to invest in the project only to abruptly drop the project and keep the money. The defendants also face a stalking charge for allegedly harassing and intimidating a project manager who exposed them.
Apparently just
anything for that money, man. That's what happens when the dollar amount is your king, is your god. You'll do anything to scam people and essentially rip people off. Like, that's just blatant scamming. So if that's true, then that's exactly what somebody who lives that way, who speaks that way, would do.
Massive disconnect in how he told the world he makes money and how he actually makes his money, which is also extremely common with these guys. But Gavin Mayo rose to fame off of launching a bunch of NFT projects back in 2021, which now the authorities are calling scams. And obviously his success was also short-lived because he was arrested on December 19th for wire fraud, conspiracy, and stalking. But the dude is only 23 years old. So what did he do to gain $22 million? Because no matter how you look at $22 million, that is a metric ton of money. So my question, like everyone else, is who in their right mind is sending this guy their hard-earned cash? Well, apparently he started on TikTok, just like so many other grifters. And he has been found throughout the platform giving advice on crypto and how to live your life as a successful businessman.
Sit like this for 2 minutes. That is actually proven to increase testosterone. If you're smoking a cigar and you feel like a G, like a mafia boss, you got it in your hand like this, there's nothing better than smoking a cigar in a Lambo, let me tell you. When I'm sitting back, smoking in my Lambo, driving.
This guy is complete vapid copycat, shell of a man. I hate the term, but I mean, it has to be applied because it's blatantly obvious that this is a Tate clone who's just regurgitating pseudo-masculinity points to try to appear like, you know, there's some alpha male, but it's just corny, bro. Super corny.
Everyone's looking at me. I think, yeah, that increases my testosterone because I feel like a beast.
Hell yeah. This is what I want to invest money with. I mean, the dude is even using the same background music as all these Andrew Tate videos. But before he was an alpha male influencer and alleged scam artist, Gavin Mayo was actually a UNC swimmer, and he was actually set to graduate in 2024. But he dropped out because he had different plans, like making $22 million in JPEGs. Trade offer. Here's this squiggly JPEG, and in return, you give me $22 million.
In defense, though, to all the NFT scammers, I mean, what was this craze, bro? I remember during it, I was like, what is this, bro? People paying money for pictures. And of course, it all came crashing down because it was a balloon full of hot air. But nonetheless, people will give their money towards get-rich-quick schemes. And it's really some personal accountability that needs to be taken by the victims as well.
What a fair trade, man. And I get he allegedly rug pulled a lot of these projects, but anyone who bought a JPEG of a squiggle for tens of thousands of dollars, they kind of had it coming. Buys this JPEG squiggle in the middle of the NFT mania. 3 years later, it's worthless. I remember seeing people buy that junk just a few years back, and I concluded that we are officially in the funny money era. Send it all to zero. And it pretty much did get sent to zero because most of these, especially his projects, are worthless. So when that bubble popped, essentially Gavin's empire started to crumble. Prior to his arrest, he was living in Los Angeles with a TikToker that goes by the Stock Bunny and fellow arrested partner Gabriel Hay. So you have the story of a small town swimmer to an alleged LA scammer and a dude who LARPs as an alpha male. So I'm sure he probably has some really good life advice for us.
I only drink fruit juice. I eat cucumber. Let's say I'm thirsty. I go in the fridge, get some watermelon, eat some cucumbers. That's hydration. There's water molecules in those foods. If you're cooking a steak, what comes off of it? Steam. What is that water molecule? So I just eat raw meat. I eat raw chicken, raw tuna, raw steak. That's where I get my hydration from. I get my hydration from those fruits, from fruit juice. Water just dilutes the vitamins in your body. No, you never hear anybody say this, but try just drinking fruit juice and vegetables and fruits for a week and you'll feel like Superman.
Yeah, and I know exactly what he's referencing. He's talking about the raw primal diet from Agnes Vonderplanets, in which he recommends you eat raw meats and drink raw juices and all that. And I agree that it is beneficial, but he just tries to pass stuff on his own as if he's a genius. It shows a clear narcissism in which somebody is certainly lost in their own delusion.
We're really telling people to eat raw chicken now. Yep. Okay, bud. Dude couldn't even leave it at the alleged crypto scamming. He also had to make people sick as well. What a great guy, man. So we know he got his money from NFTs, but where exactly did his money come from? Well, between 2021 and 2024, he launched multiple NFT projects such as Squiggles, Vault of Gems, Faceless, and a few others. In 2021, Gavin fully entered the NFT market conveniently right when everything started blowing up.
You could be homeless, you could be anybody. If you had 10,000 pixels and you launched a project, you made instantly 7 figures.
Bro, I don't think you guys understand how easy it was to make money at the end of 2021. Like, you could have been buying NFTs, flipping them. You could have been selling NFTs. You could have been selling services, marketing, making TikToks. Like, you literally could have been doing anything.
Yeah, man, you could have been doing anything. And he chose to rug pull over and over again, allegedly. And one of the more brazen ones was his project by the name of Vault of Gems, which claimed to be the first NFT project backed by jewelry, even showcasing a marketplace. Apparently, if he'd been telling the truth, these, I guess, tokens would have been backed by real jewelry. So this was promised to be the first NFT project backed by a hard asset, and he raised over $1 million for that and then said deuces. So right after the money landed, he bounced and went onto a podcast and said, yeah, the marketplace never materialized. Right. Okay, what are you going to do about it, bud?
All of that money, it doesn't just disappear. It goes into the economy, and there's so much money out there, and most of the people that now have that money are rich people that were smart, but everyone was making money. Your mom was making money. The homeless guy down the street was making money. You saw your Uber driver was talking to you about crypto.
And that's what they say. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. When exactly what he just said, your Uber driver starts talking about that one crypto stock or that crypto coin, that's when it's time to get out, man, because that's when everybody thinks they're gonna get rich.
Crypto and NFTs. So there was so much money around, and people could afford to get scammed for $500 on some stupid art piece.
And turns out he was also wrong here because the money just did disappear. It was gone. In the projects he was a part of, the money just vanished. Where could the money be? Where is it, Gavin? I don't know. The investors want to know. And apparently, so does the government. Because then you have another project of his by the name of Faceless. It raised $420,000, promising movies, comics, and get this, charity donations. None of that came to fruition. Yet again. Because apparently what Gavin did was hype up a project, promise a amazing roadmap with all of these goodies, and then once the money came in, see ya. And meanwhile, while he's doing all this grifting, he's running around on podcasts claiming that he's a self-made billionaire? Like, how is this a real person? And did he not expect that people would maybe start to...
It's taking the Tate's the Tate's sensationalism to another level, and essentially just using that character as a caricature who you blast all over all these podcasts. You make these outlandish claims. You say these extreme things, and it gets you attention. The problem with this guy is he doesn't have nearly the charisma or the swag that Tate had. A lot of Tate's appeal was the charisma he had and the authenticity of his character. Now, a lot of people said Tate lied and scammed people too, which is true. He definitely did. But at the very least, his character was entertaining. This guy's character is not entertaining.
Question, hey, where is this guy getting all the money he's claiming to have? But things get crazier as, you know, when the targets are starting to get zoomed in on them. Gavin and his business partner Gabriel, they start pointing the finger at other people for running the projects that they ran. So essentially, they were snitching on other people to avoid charges for themselves. And I mean, just going through his media content, it seems like the only people he wasn't screwing over were scammers.
If you tell me I got scammed, I will send you another like $200 or $300. And they're so confused by it. They're like, what do you mean? I did not scam, sir. And I'm like, okay, tell me, did you scam me, yes or no, and I'll send you money. And they're like, fine, I scammed you. Let's see if you hold your word. I ended up sending them like $200, $300. And they were so confused. And they were just like, okay, let me get it done. Now I feel bad.
Yeah, let's just give scammers some extra money after they scammed you. Why not? I guess he just likes his own kind. And a report...
it's just like... It's just nonsensical. It's trying to seem like you're such a dominant guy that, you know, even when you get scammed, you're in control of the situation.
Released in 2023 revealed that actually 23 million individuals now hold NFT investments that have become completely worthless due to scams like this. And there was actually an unnamed project manager who tried to expose Gavin for this behavior. But this is where the stalking allegations come in. Because when this person tried to expose Gavin, Gavin apparently started dumping where he lives, a bunch of personal information, and even contacting this guy's parents. So let's just count the charges here. We got wire fraud, check. We have conspiracy, check. We have stalking, big check. So you would think maybe he would spend all of his time, I don't know, managing all these scams to make sure he doesn't get caught. No. Instead, he's spending his time going on to podcasts trying to convince the world that he's actually a billionaire.
I'm the youngest billionaire in the world right now. I can explain this in a way that might sound crazy. I'm a billionaire. Let's think about it. Does a billionaire have a liquid $1 billion in his bank account?
No.
Okay, so is he actually a billionaire? No. Like liquid billionaire, no, I'm not a liquid billionaire yet. Probably will be mathematically soon. But I'm a billionaire because, number one, let's just say I can...
He asked you a simple question.
...mil a month. That's like 12 mil a year. You do like a money calculator since it's like a hedge fund.
That's not close to $1 billion, though.
Be in the hundreds of millions. And then other businesses. I'm a Web3 wealth manager now. Like I own a hedge fund and manage money for people. If I went in the chat today and was like, I have this huge opportunity. Everyone give me $500,000 that can afford. Probably could raise about $50 to $100 million right there. So
yeah, probably could. It's just like, bro, hey man, whoever fell for this guy's scams, bro, you should be ashamed of yourself, man, because you could just see right through it immediately.
That's not $1 billion. That doesn't mean that you're a billionaire.
Is above $1 billion, hopefully $1 trillion soon.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? At least you can give him credit for, I don't know, believing in himself. Give him credit for that.
Hey, yeah. Hopefully a trillionaire soon, right? It's not like doing the calculation of that would be very difficult. It's just like, your assets, subtract your debt. Congratulations, there you have your net worth. Not all these like, oh, but I control these things and I can get people to invest here and here and here. Okay, no, you don't own that. Dude just essentially spent 48 seconds there proving to the world that he is not a billionaire. The only thing he has is a PhD in yapology. But while he was doing all this yapping on various podcasts, he ran the projects by the name of Sinful Souls, Clout Coin, Dirty Dogs, Moon Portal, Squiggles, and Roostcoin. And overall, he pocketed $22 million alongside of his co-founder and arrest buddy, Gabriel Hay. He then ended up funneling this money into various stablecoins and Chainlink. But obviously, there was a decent ending to the story as he was recently arrested in California in December. But I read the indictment and this is essentially what it says. First, they supported the NFT project. Then they would use their lies to gain buyers and investors for these projects. Then they would make these fake plans and share them with the investors. They had plans they never intended seeing through from the jump. Then they would actually hire people to complete different tasks for these fake projects. So these people would create assets and manage chat groups that they had just set up for these projects. But again, from the start, nothing was going to come from this project ever. They're just buying time. After the investors signed on, they would ghost them, and Gavin and Gabriel, the two Gs, would split the money between them. Sometimes they would use fake names or point to other people to make it seem like they had no involvement in these projects, let alone the fact that they were the owners. And of course, they harass people who exposed them. So all around, I mean, they just sound like some great guys.
Yeah, and this is where talking too much will get you in trouble too, because all those podcasts, like you said, in yapology, that's going to be used in court most likely.
So as of right now, this case stands as the largest NFT fraud ever prosecuted, and that's coming straight from the Department of Justice. Gavin is currently facing a maximum penalty of up to 20 years for each count of conspiracy and wire fraud, as well as a maximum of 5 years for the stalking charges. This case is currently still pending, but it's now been set with a specific judge. So it's really going to be interesting to see what actually comes from this. Will the government actually go hard on these guys, or will they let them off easy? That will really set the tone for future prosecutions, because let's be real, this guy is far from the only dude that's been doing this stuff. But either way, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video, and hey, if you're new here, feel free to drop a subscribe. So sorry for the extremely poor setup currently. We're literally rocking off my phone and camera. I'm currently visiting Norway, and I'll be back home soon. But Norway shuts down their entire government on the 1st of January, which I'm filming this video. So I couldn't go buy some additional equipment that I managed to forget back in the States. So I'll have that fixed for the next video. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Nice. Yeah, definitely well-deserved for somebody like that. Anyone under 25 who made it big and actually has some kind of worthwhile wisdom to share on life and finance isn't putting it on TikTok. Yeah, especially not in the way that he did either. I avoid everyone with that broccoli haircut. I haven't met a single one that can be trusted rocking that cut. Yeah. I hate this age of social media influencers. I hate that it's propped up people who are poor in soul and massive in ego. And I hate that people still giving them money. Yeah, bro, it's very well said. Poor in soul and massive in ego. It's very true. That's what everybody prioritizes now. But yeah. Fake it till you make it is this guy's motto, probably. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people's motto. But thank you guys for tuning in today. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Link is in the description for free ebooks. See ya.